Hello, everyone. Today we're going to go over calling in the souls, gender, and the cycle of life in a Hmong village. Chapter 4, Death, the Journey to the Land of Darkness. Learning chapters today, we're going to learn about the Hmong in Thailand. We're going to learn about the Hmong death beliefs in Thailand. We're going to learn about Hmong death rituals in Thailand. Hmong souls, calling chant. On the third day of life, the vital souls from the land of darkness to the land of light, guided by the soul calling chant. At death, another chant guides the souls back to the land of darkness. Now, this is actually specifically to join the ancestors and to await rebirth. In another word, to say reincarnation. I invite you now to go into YouTube and to type in Hmong chanting, and you're going to listen to wonderful chanting by Hmong around the world. Now, we're talking today about mortuary or death rituals, which is the most important ritual, arguably, in Hmong culture. Now, they have to have a chant. It's called Showing the Way chant, which guides the souls back to the ancestors and is often cited as a key to Hmong cosmology. Now, there's different groups, right? All Hmong are Miao, but not all Miao are Hmong. And there's some variation, right? There's Hmong in Thailand, there's Hmong in Vietnam, there's Hmong in Laos, they're Hmong in Cambodia, and certainly they're Hmong in the United States, as well as in France, Australia, and other countries. So they have their own different chants, but there are some overlaps. So there are different groups of Mao or Hmong. They vary in nuances, but the journey to the land of the darkness is constant among all the different Hmong around the world. Now, the Hmong have a death. They believe that death is a journey to the soul. Death is not something that is not something that's the end. It's part of a cycle. Now, among death is a journey of the soul, which your soul lives on after the body dies and travels to another existence. The purpose of the soul's journey is to reach the village and then the house of the ancestors. The soul locates the sources of life, at which point it may reincarnate, ideally through the body of a Hmong woman. Now, this is very crucial. Returning the vital soul, which I've called here, the author, the third soul, perpetuates the clan, the lineage, and the family. And as you know, reproduction, particularly in the Hmong, but also all Asian culture, is very important. In this case, you can only perpetuate by returning the vital soul. And this is very important to elongate and extend your clan, your lineage, and your family. Now, white Hmong, and again, there's white and there's green Hmong, two souls make the journey to the land of the darkness. Now, the second soul is to join the ancestors. The third soul is to reincarnate, whereas the first soul stays with the bones in the grave. Hmong death chants. Now you have to put on a fine clothing to go. You will take your chicken with you. Your chicken will be in front of you and you will follow your chicken. When there is a sunny day, you will hide under your chicken's wing. On a rainy day, you will hide under your chicken's tail. When your chicken combs his wings, fix your shirt. When your chicken combs his legs, fix your leggings. When your chicken combs his tail, fix your shoes. When your chicken combs his head, fix your turban. When your chicken combs his waist, fix your belt. So, of course, these are not in English. These are the translations. They actually would be speaking Hmong. But these are very interesting to see like what these kind of analogies, metaphors mean. Now, the second to the 8 days, feeding the soul on their journey and receiving guests. For the next 7 days of the Hmong funeral, the drum and the reed pipes were played before each meal, in the mornings and at noon, and in the evenings when the rice and a sacrificed pig were set out for household members and visitors to eat. Before people ate, Tu's eldest son ordered the food along with liquor and incense for the dead man. The 9th day, settling debts. Now, in this ethnography, she talks about how everyone in the house of the dead man, 2 pipers danced and played to the beat of the drum. The house was extremely crowded and hot. The air was thick with the smell of decaying flesh, even though the doors and the house were closed. In some villages I visited, the Hmong don't use coffins for burials. Instead, the corpse lies decomposing on the quote horse for 9 days. If it's a female Hmong burial in Thailand, the brother settles the debt. The 10th day, the burial. The next morning, the men of the household served the women who had guarded the coffin all day a morning meal of rice and pork. As in weddings, when the bride eats no vegetables, these women ate no vegetable dishes, and as occurs after childbirth, the women were served by the men and ate first. Afterwards, men cut 2 large bamboo poles to carry the coffin or the body and took them to the dead man's house. It's not a coffin, but it's something else. The eldest son gave rice, pork, and liquor to the dead man. 2 men took turns beating the drum, and 2 men played the pipes. When the men arrived from the burial, they butchered the dead oxen where they lay, which took several hours. The men cooked portions of the oxen, eating, drinking, and gambling while they skinned the remaining oxen and divided the meat. Upon my return to the United States, I asked several knowledgeable Hmong about the pollution during the Hmong funeral ceremony. They informed me that the reed pipe playing absorbed much of the pollution as they breathed in the air while they played their instruments. Page 147. Freeing the soul. Freeing the soul ritual was about to take place, and Chu's relatives and friends had gathered at his house. Although the ritual is similar in many ways to the first part of the funeral, it lasts only a day or 2. Learning objectives. Today, you learn about the Hmong in Thailand. You learn about Hmong death beliefs in Thailand. And you learn about the death rituals in Thailand.